From Steerpike in The Spectator, Royal Parks debunk Farage's swan eating claim. Yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. It's been all over social media today. You all know what's happened. You all know what he said. If you live under a rock and you haven't seen it, observe the man himself talking on LBC, everyone's favourite radio station, London's biggest chiselers. Here he is talking to Nick Farage.
Swans were being eaten in royal parks in this country, that carp were being taken out of ponds and eaten in this country by people who come from cultures that have a different... Would you agree it's happening here? Neither of us can prove or disprove.
Who are taking the carp and the swans?
People who come from countries where that's quite acceptable.
Well, I've read headlines that it's Eastern Europeans, Romanians and people like that.
So I believe.
Now, obviously, they've juxtaposed him alongside Trump there, because he said the same thing last year and the left went mental. Completely spare, even though it's all true. And everybody knows it's true. And Nick Farage is a bit of a fat lefty knobhead, but he said the same thing. Everyone knows it's happening. In fact, I've got a great video of Bootneck Senior going mental about this very issue about 15 years ago. I'll have to play that later. Anyway, suffice it to say, I've gathered together a small handful of some of the stories that have covered this very issue in great detail for about 20 years, because today the left are going mental and, as usual, denying the very air that we breathe exists. Because all you see on Twitter now is, well, observe.
Nigel Farage went on LBC and made up a lie that migrants were eating swans. And of course the moronic pub landlord Alan Brooks believed him. Right-wingers, when they realise Nigel Farage is lying and migrants are in fact not eating swans.
Farage is lying about immigrants eating swans, but he does like to hang out with blokes on horses who illegally kill wildlife.
You get the idea. Endless lies. You know it. I know it. There's video evidence. There's pictographic evidence. There's decades worth of stories. It's ludicrous that they're even attempting to deny it, but we are where we are. So let's get into it, shall we? Right, I'll start with one of my tweets because I put this up yesterday. Royal parks are walk and lie. What do you think these two scruffy, foreign gentlemen are doing then? Tickling it? And yes, there is a perfectly clear image of some swarthy gentlemen. Well, you tell me what they're doing. What they're doing to that swan. Tickling it? Taking it sightseeing? Is it a disabled swan and so they're going to walk it round the Cotswolds and then put it back? Or are they, in fact, gonna bum it, then eat it? Answers on a postcard. The Independent. Farage's claim that migrants are eating swans rejected by Royal Parks. A spokesperson said, "We've not had any incidents reported to us of people killing or eating swans. As usual, don't believe your lying eyes, general public." Well, what about this one off Turning Point?
I'm going to get someone to check what bird this is. I think it might be a swan. I'm not sure. But do you know what a swan is, sir? You know the big white birds that you see on the park?
Yeah.
Hershey heads to the kitchen to take a closer look at what's cooking.
You see the bones in this bird?
Yeah.
Because it's not a chicken, I'm a bit concerned. There's a law against people taking animals off. You told them that, yeah. And it's very serious. It's very serious if that happens.
Concerned that what's in the pot is no chicken, Hershey heads to the back garden to look for evidence in the bins.
I know, it's a bit disgusting, isn't it?
And the contents of the bins is a little suspicious.
See, the problem is there's a hell of a lot of big white feathers in here. Yeah. I know, and problem is, could be anything from goose to swan. For now, I'm going to go, but what I need you to make sure that you say to everybody here is that they're not allowed to take anything from the park. I'm not saying you did, I'm not saying you didn't.
The eyewitness reports combined with the evidence are difficult for the family to explain, but the young man does his best.
You know what I mean? I'm not lying.
He's suggesting that they may have bought the birds and released them in the park for the children to chase, and that's what the witnesses saw.
Ha, brilliant. Love that. Love it. Also, this bit here, where she's going through the shopping trolley, I believe that's the same shopping trolley that they flip upside down and then blowtorch chickens on and sell morons in kebabs in the high street in Middlesbrough. Because galvanised steel, when it's superheated with a blowtorch, definitely isn't highly carcinogenic. So it's totally fine to eat. Well, I suppose alcohol's carcinogenic, so if you're going to have 8 pints, you might as well eat blowtorch shopping trolley immigrant kebab. And this bit here where she's going through the bones, that's not evidence. It could be a chicken. It's just like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the chicken world and was doing like loads of weightlifting and like, eating creatine plants and shit. And I'm sure you remember this one, an imported raspberry ripple taking a seagull home to stick in a butty.
Literally seen it all now, bruv. Seen it all now, bro. What the actual That's a bit bad, isn't it, mate? You're not going to eat that, are you? You're not going to eat it, are you? That's unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah, he is taking it up to eat, mate. This is ludicrous that they're even trying to deny this stuff. Also, I've got a clip for the beginning of that. You haven't literally seen it all, have you?
Have you seen a man eat his own head?
No.
So then you haven't seen everything.
Overuse of the word literally, it does annoy me. So the government, royal parks, all of your leaders are lying. Do you know what I mean? I'll tell you what, there's so much evidence, I won't bother reading you all of the stories. I'll just do you like a couple of headlines and a paragraph here and there. Because frankly, I feel like I'm just wasting my time here. These morons still think they can lie for a living and the general public are going to swallow it. Well, social media is the new journalism. People like me are the new journalists. And we didn't want it to be this way. We liked the old-fashioned way of doing things. We're busy and we go to work. We've only got time for 15, 20 minutes of news. So we come home and we've had a hard day and we put the telly or the wireless on or we read a newspaper and we let paid professionals sum up for us. The system worked. But you had to ruin it, didn't you? Lying globalist sociopath scum. You had to ruin the whole thing. And now all your papers and your magazines and your radio shows and your TV shows are going bankrupt because nobody watches them anymore because all you do is lie every day like a wanker. Across the pond, The Guardian even reported on it. So The Guardian's telling you now that they definitely don't eat swans. But 2 years ago, they informed us that a New York village's cherished swan was stolen and scranned by 3 teenagers. Faye the swan was abducted and the 3 suspects had been arrested. Yes, and if it isn't obvious, these lads aren't American, are they? Because Americans eat chicken tendies and Big Macs. They don't chew a swan's head off because they're from the third world. From Time magazine, someone is kidnapping and eating Britain's swans. Majestic swans are disappearing from a historic British waterway and detectives suspect they are being stolen for food. Wow, that's weird, isn't it? How can Time be reporting such brazen lies? And even the BBC have done it. From 2013, swan body parts found along Lincoln Canal. Investigations are underway in Lincoln after several gruesome discoveries of swan body parts along a canal. RSPCA officers and Lincolnshire police said they've seen a rise in reports in last year of swans being killed, possibly for food, and in December 5 were found dead on the banks of the Foss. So to sum up, royal parks are lying and the government's lying, and if you've got eyes, ears and a hole in your arse, you know for a fact that scruffy blokes from scruffy places have been eating swans, spuggies, hedgehogs and probably anything else that's got an arsehole since they got here. Yeah, that's a fact. Everybody knows it. Farage is clever mentioning it because he knows that the mainstream media and the government and everybody else are going to blatantly lie about a subject that every single one of you knows for a fact definitely is happening, has been happening for years, and social media is awash with videos that have like the ones I've just shown you. Horrified English people seeing Afghans and Iraqis and Somalians wandering through the streets with swans and cygnets and ducks and geese and seagulls and squirrels and anything else that flies, swims or runs because they're scrubbers and that's what they do. I'm not judging them for it. It's not their fault. When you're raised in the third world, that's how you have to live. I'm just saying maybe it's not a good idea to import 20 million of them, especially when 4 or 5 million of them are kiddie fiddlers. All right? Easy. Oh, yeah. And I promised I'd show you this, didn't I?
Has anybody from official England gone on and said about the passports and all that? No. Have you read about it? No. Sit there and try to get people in England arguing with each other whether or not you should be allowed to eat off. It's not the point. The point is you can't eat. Same as you can't eat swans. They're a protected species of the Queen's bed. You can't fucking eat them.
That was a game we invented. I used to basically put my phone on record secretly, and we'd like just wind my old fella up and listen to him go ballistic for no reason. Because he's a bit of a mental case. Maybe that's where I get it from. Trendsetter though, wasn't he? Because he said that 15 years ago. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. I'll be back tomorrow with Crime Watch. Crime Watch UK is back. The Angry Bootneck's relaunching it. I'll have it out tomorrow morning. Suffice it to say, I was awash with stories by Tuesday. It's unbelievable. Your nation is filled, packed to the rafters with scum from the four corners of the globe. And I'll be more than happy to share it with you tomorrow. All right? Thanks for tuning in. See you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.